Then there's the mantle of bitterness. Ooh. The mantle of bitterness. See, bitterness is caused by it's caused by, or it expresses severe pain, grief, or regret. You've read the book of Ruth, surely. Naomi was the mother-in-law of Ruth. Now, Naomi lost her husband, which is horrible. But then not only did she lose her husband, she lost her 2 sons right on top of it, like back to back, pow, pow. You know, the enemy loves the 1-2 punch. The enemy loves the jab cross. The enemy loves to hit you when you're down. And she forgot who God was. She no longer, in the midst of her grief, in the midst of the tragedy, in the midst of the trial and of the suffering, remembered that God is love. And she grew bitter. As a matter of fact, she admitted it. Ruth 1:13. It is much more bitter for me than for you. Listen to this. For the hand of the Lord has turned against me. She blamed God for her suffering. And that's what many of us do. Can I tell you the truth? Many of us blame God. We say, God, you could have done something about this. I've done that. I've done that with things in my family, things with my daughter. God, you could have stopped this. Why? Why? Why would you allow this to happen to my family? I serve you. I tithe. I travel all over the world for you. Why? Why would you allow this to happen? This then, I'm saying, is your fault. God, because you could have stopped it and you chose not to. Guess what? We are the ones that have the authority in the earth realm. God moves according to our prayer. Yes, he's sovereign, but if he breaks his own spiritual laws, Satan will go up to heaven and accuse him of being a liar. We have to take authority over our own lives. We have to take responsibility in our own lives. Nobody likes to hear it, but the first law of success in any realm is always, I am responsible. Come on, somebody say, I am responsible. If you don't like your life, if suffering has come unto you because of the decisions that you've made, make some new decisions. It'll take a minute or two for God to turn it around. You might have made one big, nasty, giant, bad decision. You might have to make a lot of little decisions to overcome that. But God is with you in the overcoming. Somebody shout amen. Amen. Ruth was bitter. And we get bitter when we think the hand of the Lord is against us. Ruth didn't have a revelation of the love of God. She grew more bitter. Look at this, Ruth 1:20. But she said to them, do not call me Naomi, call me Mara, which means bitter. Do not call me Naomi. She actually changed her name. She was so bitter. It didn't just change her attitude. It changed her name. Some of you, oh my God, some of you need to get hold of this today. She said, don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, because the Almighty has brought great bitterness to me. This lady was bitter. This lady was stewing in her own juices. Let me just go and give you a little aside on the health front. Bitterness will give you cancer. Bitterness will give you diseases that you can't even cure. Bitterness will cause demons to enter into you that have to be cast out. Bitterness is a very, very, very dangerous